His hands were still resting gently on my shoulders when I heard the door creak open behind me. I didn't turn around. I didn't say a word. I just sat still, heart thudding, unsure what was coming next. Then I felt someone lean close and say, "Happy birthday." But it wasn't his voice. If you've been here before, you already know likes and subs more than they should. And if this is your first time, welcome. You picked a good one. Thanks for being here. Let's begin. The blindfold was light, cool against my skin, and just snug enough to block the glow of the hallway lamp. I sat carefully on the edge of the bed, hands folded in my lap, listening. The room was quiet, too quiet to tell what was happening behind me. I hadn't asked what time it was. I didn't want to know. I just focused on breathing evenly, steadying myself in the stillness. There was a faint sound, cloth brushing against something soft, followed by the gentle knock of glass on wood. Then silence again. I could feel he was still there, not from a sound or a touch, but from the way the room felt held in place, waiting. But it wasn't his movement that caught my attention. It was the floorboard, a single creak just beyond the doorway, slow, careful than another. Not from him, from someone else. I kept still, not daring to move, the fabric of the blindfold pressing softly against my cheeks. Behind me, I heard his voice, calm, measured. "He sure?" That was all he said. No one moved for a second. Then the floor creaked again, closer this time, directly behind me. "Don't take the blindfold off," he said quietly, and then he stepped away. The floor creaked again, this time closer. I didn't move, but I felt the change. The space around me shifted like the air itself had paused. There was someone else in the room now. I couldn't see him, but I knew it wasn't my husband. He didn't speak right away. Hay just stood there near enough that the quiet carried weight. Then I heard his voice. Calm, measured, happy birthday. It wasn't what he said. It was how certain he sounded, like this moment had been planned. I sat up straighter, unsure where to place my hands. I kept them in my lap, fingers still. The blindfold stayed in place, soft and steady. I could sense movement, not touch, just the faint shift of fabric or breath across the room. Behind me, my husband remained silent, present, unmoving, watching. I stayed still, not from fear, but because something told me the quiet mattered, that I was being given space to choose. "You look beautiful like this," the man said. His tone was sincere, not rushed, not questioning. There was a pause long enough to make me wonder what would happen next. I heard a soft step, not toward me, just around, closer, but not near. Then a small sound, the floorboard behind me again, followed by a quiet exhale from my right. Still no contact, still no pressure, only presence. "I want you to lie back," he said gently, "but only if you want to." My breath deepened, not fast, just full. I leaned back slowly, feeling the bed spread beneath my palms. I wasn't guided. I wasn't told. I just did, and when it stopped moving, he spoke again. Close now, voice slightly lower. "You don't have to take the blindfold off," he said. "Not yet." I nodded once, and then I felt it. Not his hand, not his breath, just the blindfold itself. Lightly adjusted, held where it was, as if to say, "Stay here just a little longer." The blindfold pressed softly against my face, still held steady. I didn't know whose fingers were touching the fabric, or if anyone's were at all. Maybe it was just the weight of the moment, but everything else felt suspended. No one had moved in several seconds, and yet I could feel how close he was. Not through touch, but through presence, the kind that changes a room without sound. My hands stayed where they were, folded lightly, uncertain, but not afraid. Then I heard him breathe. Not loud, not rushed, just steady enough to let me know he was calm. I waited for words. For anything, what I heard instead was movement. Not toward me, just around me. Subtle, like someone adjusting, deciding how close to come without crossing a line. "You don't need to see yet," he said gently, "but I want you to know you're not alone here." That's when something shifted inside me. I didn't speak. I didn't ask who he was or what he meant. I just let myself fall back slowly, elbows bracing me until my shoulders met the bedspread. It wasn't performance, it wasn't planned. It was choice. I let the silence stay. I didn't reach for anyone. I just breathed longer this time. Then he spoke again. "Still with me?" I nodded once, blindfold still in place. "I was told you're strongest in stillness." He said that when you stop trying, everything starts. I exhaled, not because I was nervous, but because I knew he was right. There were no hands guiding me, no breath against my skin, Only closeness held just far enough away to leave space for my decision. Then I heard the quietest shift, fabric pulling maybe, and felt the weight of the mattress adjust, not enough to touch, just enough to know he was near. The blindfold loosened slightly. I didn't flinch. I didn't help. He let it fall away on its own. Light touched my eyes slowly, softly. I blinked once, adjusting, and saw him. He wasn't smiling, but he wasn't nervous either. Strong jaw, calm eyes, shoulders relaxed. A man who hadn't rushed to reach this moment. I felt the corner of my mouth lift. Not quite a smile, just something unspoken. Then I noticed my husband seated nearby, not interrupting, not directing, just present, watching. One of them spoke. I don't know which. She's steady and I didn't need to say a word. I just stayed there, ready. His mouth crashed into mine again, but this time there was nothing soft about it. His hand slid behind my thigh and pulled me closer until I could feel the full weight of him pressing into me. My lips parted on instinct. My fingers tangled in the back of his neck, gripping as heat surged through every inch of me. I kissed him like I'd been holding back for years, like I couldn't afford to stop now. His body shifted above mine, deeper, heavier, more insistent, and I melted into it. He reached under me, warm hands steady at me lower back, and lifted just enough to ease the rest of my dress down over my hips. I arched without thinking, letting the fabric slip away. The rush of cool air made me gasp. He sat up slightly, eyes drinking me in. Then his hands returned, sliding slowly up the length of my thighs, tracing the shape of me with quiet reverence, before settling at my waist. "You're unreal," he said. I couldn't speak. I only nodded. Breath caught in my throat, skin buzzing under his touch. He pressed into me again, skin on skin now, full contact. His chest grazed mine, stomach brushing mine, legs fitting between mine like they were meant to be there. His heat sank into me, flush and unrelenting. I wrapped my arms around his shoulders and pulled him down. Everything inside of me clenched. My legs wrapped tight around his hips. My hips lifted to meet him. There was no part of me that didn't want this. His hands roamed. Not greedy, not rushed, just steady, certain. I kissed the side of my throat, then down to my shoulder. My fingers tightened at the back of his neck. My chest rose into his. Every breath I took made it worse or better. I couldn't tell anymore, Heslowed, dragging his mouth along the curve of my collarbone, then lower, letting his breath hit my skin a beat before his lips followed. I arched again, helpless to the way he lingered. His hands moved with purpose, guiding, caressing, learning the shape of me like every inch mattered. I couldn't stay still. My hips shifted, my back arched, my thighs trembled beneath him. My pulse was thunder. He moved lower, trailing kisses across my ribs, pausing just below. Then one hand slid behind my knee, pulling it higher, wider, until my entire body opened beneath him. I hovered there for a breath, then pressed in. The sensation hit me like a wave, all at once and slow at the same time. Pressure, fullness, stretch, surrender. My head rolled back against the pillow as I gasped. My hands clawed at the sheets. My legs locked around him tighter. He moved slow, deep, deliberate. My mouth opened, but no sound came out. Just breath. Just want. The rhythm built, steady at first, then matching my need, then overtaking it. Every inch of me responded. Every inch of me reached for more. He shifted again. My knees pulled higher, his pace adjusting, growing stronger. The sound of breath filled the room. Our skin met again and again. Not fast, not rough, just urgent. I couldn't breathe right. I couldn't think. I lifted my hips to meet him. Again and again, chasing the feeling that was building, tightening, threatening to undo me. "Don't stop," I gasped, not even sure who I was talking to anymore. He didn't answer. He only gave me more. He pulled me up suddenly, sitting back on his heels and bringing me with him. My legs folded around his waist, his arms wrapped around my back. And just like that, I was straddling him, skin pressed to skin, bodies locked together. I moved without thinking, rocking into him, grinding slowly, chasing the edge. His hands guided my hips, but the rhythm was mine. I tilted my head back, hair falling chest-to-chest, everything spiraling higher. My husband's voice came low from beside us. "Look at her," he said. "She's never held back like this." He was right. I didn't even know who I was in that moment, only that I never wanted it to stop. He wrapped his arms tighter around my waist and drove deeper. I gasped loud this time. my hands flying to his shoulders, gripping for balance. My body locked, then shook, then broke. Everything inside me snapped and lit up all at once. My cry caught in my throat. My legs clamped around him, trembling uncontrollably. My back arched hard, and then I collapsed. And when the shudder hit, I let go so hard I forgot how to breathe. Be honest. If you were given a moment like that, would you have leaned in or stepped back? Tell me in the comments, I'll be reading. And if you haven't yet, tap like, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what's next. Thanks for watching.